I didn't plan to see them again, not after they called me the family disgrace, not after my father spat the word ugly like it was my name. But life has a cruel sense of humor, or maybe it just loves symmetry. 5 years later, I walked into my sister's graduation party. The air was thick with perfume and pride. Laughter spilled from champagne glasses. My mother's voice cut through the noise, soft, polished, pretending. She didn't notice me at first. No one did. Then her professor approached me. He smiled, kind and curious, holding a glass of red wine. "Do you know her?" he asked, nodding toward my sister on the stage. I smiled. "You have no idea." 5 years ago, I was 22, a college dropout with acne scars, shaky hands, and no sense of direction. My sister, Claire, was the golden one, the honors student, the beauty, the pride of the family. I was the shadow that made her shine brighter. When I left college, depression, bills, and a professor who told me I wasn't cut out for design, my family didn't ask why. They didn't even ask if I was okay. They just closed ranks, like a wound healing over infection. "You're embarrassing us," my father said. My mother refused to meet my eyes. And Claire, she just watched. They cut me off. No calls, no texts, no money. I packed my things into a single duffel bag and left. The world outside didn't care who I was, but it taught me fast. I found work cleaning an art studio in the city. The owner, an older woman named Lena, saw something in me. Maybe she saw the quiet desperation in how I looked at her sketches. She handed me a brush one day and said, "Try it." That one word changed everything. I stayed late, practiced alone, learned from shadows and silence. Lena introduced me to a few friends, gallery owners, critics, designers. I learned their language, minimalism, composition, balance. And I learned to build something my family never thought I could, a name. Except not my name. I created a pseudonym, E. Gray, genderless, faceless, just work, pure, sharp, and brutal in its honesty. Within 3 years, E. Gray became one of the most in-demand conceptual artists in the city. My pieces sold for 5 figures. One of them, Inheritance, featured a dinner table half painted in gold, half burned black. Critics called it a study in absence and favoritism. I called it therapy. Then last month I got an email. Invitation, University Graduation Gala, honoring Professor Daniel West and his star pupil, Claire Adams, my sister. The same sister who once told me, "You'll never be taken seriously if you can't even finish something." Funny thing, she'd chosen art as her major. And her final thesis? A study on emotional duality, inspired by the works of E. Gray, my pseudonym. She'd built her name off my work, literally. I read through her portfolio. Stolen concepts, identical strokes, same compositions. My signature art language, plagiarized line by line. Her professor called it a masterpiece. So I RSVP'd yes. That night, I wore black. Simple, deliberate. My face had changed, weight lost, scars faded, posture straight. 5 years of self-control had carved something sharp out of the girl they once called ugly. When I arrived, my mother blinked twice before recognition settled in. Her lips parted, but no words came. My father froze mid-handshake. Claire stood near the stage, radiant and rehearsed, talking to a man I recognized from her emails, Professor West. I didn't approach them yet. Timing mattered. Revenge, like art, needed composition. I waited until Claire's name was called. The spotlight hit her as she stepped up to accept her award. Cameras flashed. Then the host announced, "Tonight we also celebrate a special guest, the renowned artist E. Gray, whose work inspired our top graduate's thesis." Every head turned. My heels clicked against the marble floor as I walked forward. Slow, measured. The silence grew teeth. Claire's face drained of color. "Hello, Claire," I said, softly. She whispered, "No, it can't be." "Oh, but it is." I took the mic, eyes on the crowd. It's strange standing here. 5 years ago, I was labeled a failure by my own family, an ugly dropout. Tonight, I'm here under a different name, one my sister used to build her career. Gasps scattered across the room like broken glass. I turned to Professor West. "You asked if I knew her? You have no idea how well." I pulled a small tablet from my bag and played a video, side-by-side comparisons of my original pieces and Claire's so-called masterworks. Brushstrokes identical, colors matched to the decimal. My signature faintly visible beneath one of her canvases, badly erased. The professor's smile cracked. The dean whispered something to the event coordinator. Claire reached for me, pleading, "Please don't." But I already had. I'd filed copyright claims 2 weeks prior, sent evidence to the university's ethics board. Tonight was merely the unveiling, a performance piece, the Mirror Family. The moment I finished, applause didn't come, just silence, heavy, humid, the kind that buries people alive. Claire lost her award. Her degree was revoked pending investigation. Professor West resigned quietly. My parents? They tried calling the next day. I didn't answer. I sold the recording of that night to a documentary crew. The film, The Mirror Family, premiered last month. Critics called it hauntingly personal. I called it closure. So when people ask if I knew her, I smile and say, "You have no idea." Because they don't know what it's like to be erased, and then rewrite yourself so loudly that silence becomes your signature. I wasn't ugly. I wasn't a dropout. I was just unfinished. Now, I'm the masterpiece they'll never forget.